Lesson 18. Customizing gestures and sounds to tailor your needs.
Welcome back to the VoiceOver tutorial. In this episode, we're going to switch things up a little. And I do mean switch. Because VoiceOver isn't one size fits all. It's more like, well, a really good outfit. It should fit you, not the other way around.
Right, and just like with clothes, sometimes the default isn't exactly flattering or comfortable or functional.
Exactly. That's why today is all about tailoring VoiceOver, adjusting settings, sounds, gestures, so it works the way you want it to.
Tailor VoiceOver to your needs. I like it. Snappy, practical, zero chance of confusion.
Ha! Tailor to the needs? At last. I am ready. I have brought the needles, the thread, the 50-foot extension cord for maximum stitching distance, and of course, the industrial concrete auger for very thick fabrics.
Oh no.
Right, because nothing says bespoke tailoring like an extension cord and whatever that is. I'm pretty sure that augers are for drilling into sidewalks, not sewing pants.
Preposterous. I am here to stitch the VoiceOver settings into a suit of accessibility perfection. Shall we begin the hemming?
Let's not do any actual hemming count, Stitchular. But we are going to talk about how to personalize your VoiceOver settings without the needles, glue, or whatever that is on your hat.
I don't even think that's a hat.
So, stick around. We're going to walk you through how to customize gestures, tweak sounds, and even pick the perfect VoiceOver fabric so your iPhone works the way you do. And I'll do my best to keep the scissors away from Deiter. So, let's get down to it. No sewing required. The first way you can tailor VoiceOver to fit you is by customizing gestures. Think of it like altering a sleeve or hemming pants. You're making it work for your hands, your habits, your needs.
Right. Because not every gesture feels natural to everyone. And the good news is you don't have to just wear it off the rack. VoiceOver actually lets you assign new gestures or change existing ones.
To start, you'll want to open the Settings app and then navigate Do Accessibility. Open the VoiceOver page and navigate further down till you hear Commands.
This is where you can adjust or modify the different commands you give to your phone. These include the different finger touch gestures, keyboard shortcuts, and even Braille screen input, where you can literally type Braille on the screen to control VoiceOver.
Pick any gesture or shortcut you want and swap it out for something that works better for you.
So this is where we hem the flicks and stitch the swipes. I will call this the fabric of functionality.
Sure. Fabric of functionality. That'll look great in the VoiceOver settings menu, right between audio and rotor settings.
If you are struggling with the rotor gesture, you could, for example, assign the gesture for next rotor item to something quicker, like a 4-finger swipe down.
Or if there's a VoiceOver command you use all the time, like navigate to next heading, you can map it to something that feels faster, such as 2-finger swipe right.
For sure. Or you could then map 2-finger swipe left to the command, navigate to previous heading. This way, you could easily get through your headings without ever having to use the rotor. It's really a fantastic time saver. And you'd be surprised at how many gestures can easily be replaced with more useful commands.
No kidding. Like other useful replacement commands such as paste from clipboard, navigate to home screen, or switch to the next app in your app switcher.
Great ways to speed up efficiency and proficiency, right, Herr Deiter?
I replaced 4 gestures this morning. Shaved off 0.7 seconds from my heading navigation matrix. I've wept tears of joy. I'm not bored. Efficiency is the glorious.
Yes, breathe, Deiter. We don't want any more processor core meltdowns.
While Deiter calms down, let's move on to the back tap gesture.
Oh yeah, can't forget this little gem. Back tap is a feature where you can assign VoiceOver commands to a double tap or triple tap on the back of your phone.
That's right. You can literally just use one finger and either double or triple tap the back of your phone for 2 bonus gestures.
Ah, the hidden pocket of gestures. Like a secret compartment in your lederhosen. Tap twice and boom, out pops. A shortcut.
Right.
Yeah, well, just remember that the back tap feature is not found under VoiceOver settings.
Jerry's right. You will need to go back to the main accessibility page and then navigate down to the touch settings button.
Activate that button and then scroll down quite a bit to locate the button to turn on back tap.
And you can choose from many different options here, not just VoiceOver gestures. For example, you could program the double back tap to activate the flashlight or magnifier.
Yep, or even toggle it to create a voice memo or start a call to a Be My Eyes volunteer.
Taps the front, taps the back. It is like reversible pants, functional and fashionable.
That is not a thing. Let's stick to iPhones, not imaginary reversible trousers, please.
The point is, the more you experiment, the more VoiceOver starts to feel like something built just for you, not something you have to wrestle with.
And the best part? If you ever go overboard, you can reset everything back to default. No harm done, no tailoring mistakes that can't be undone.
If you want to wipe away all your changes and go back to the defaults, there is a handy button labeled Reset VoiceOver Commands that you can use to make everything go back to how it was originally.
It's a great get out of jail card. And you can find this button on the commands page under VoiceOver settings.
Alright, you've got your gestures customized, your back tap set, and your metaphorical sewing machine humming. But what if you want to hear your changes more clearly?
You mean beyond the satisfying thwop mash tap sounds of my triple tap?
Exactly. Let's talk about something just as powerful there, Hercules. The sound and haptics settings for VoiceOver.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the sound cues that VoiceOver gives when you do certain finger gestures on the screen.
Ah, yes, the audible orchestra of navigation. Every swipe a cymbal, every flick a flute.
Well, let's not get carried away there, little maestro. What he means are the variety of different sounds that VoiceOver makes when we do particular gestures.
For instance, VoiceOver makes a very distinct pop sound whenever you do a one-finger double tap. In fact, it sounds like this.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Give us another one.
Well, sure. Here's the sound that VoiceOver makes when the screen changes.
Wow, cool. So this is almost like a secret language then?
You got it. All these different sound cues tell the user what is going on, very quickly, mind you, so that they don't have to wait for entire words or phrases to tell what is happening.
Let me see. If I'm understanding this correctly, this means that VoiceOver users can use these sound cues to really speed up their workflows because they can respond to the sounds a lot faster?
Absolutely. A good VoiceOver user can navigate through their phone and take full advantage of the speed of gestures by learning the different sound cues, and eventually they become second nature.
Sound cues? They are the zippers of the touchscreen. Without them, your gestures flop like unhemmed pants.
Crikey. Is this where your pants end up about 11 inches from the ground there, Beanstalk Boy?
Zip it good?
I, for once, don't know what to say.
Yes. Moving on. You can tweak which sounds play when you navigate, whether it's a tap, swipe, rotor, or even when focus changes. To explore these, go to the Sounds and Haptics page.
Yeah, just navigate to accessibility, then VoiceOver, then audio.
From there, you'll find a full list of VoiceOver sounds, from when you activate items or the screen changes, to other useful cues, like when the on-screen keyboard appears or disappears, to the times when alerts take over the screen.
And you can mute the ones you do not like. Silence the sloppy symbols.
You can also adjust volume levels for speech and sound separately. That means VoiceOver can stay loud and clear while your sound cues whisper politely in the background, or vice versa.
And if you ever want things quieter, or just need a little peace, you can mute all sound cues entirely. Just remember, that means no more audio breadcrumbs to guide you.
Tread carefully into the soundless zone.
Bottom line, these sound settings are another great way to make VoiceOver more comfortable, less distracting, and more you.
All right. I've got a question. Can I change the VoiceOver voice? Because, no offense, but mine sounds like a GPS that's late for a meeting.
Oh yeah, you've got options. Voices galore. You want British? Got it. You want a high-energy sports announcer vibe? Not quite. But there are a few that come close.
The voices are like the decorative lace on bangles that adorn your verbal trousers. Elegant, efficient, slightly itchy, but worth it.
You know, you really do have a thing for trousers. Should we be concerned?
Pants-tastic. Or is it pants-tacular?
Poppycock.
Okay. Back on track, fellas. You can change the voice, speaking rate, pitch, and even the language VoiceOver uses on the speech page in VoiceOver settings.
Wait, language? Like, for when my app switched to Spanish or something?
Exactly. You can add multiple voices for different languages, or even different reading contexts. And get this. If you really want to get fancy, you can use activities to assign different voices depending on what you're doing. One for reading books, another for using Safari, and so on.
A different voice for each task, like Sprachanzüge for your ears. Efficiency with the flair.
All right, so where do I find all these magical voice tweaks? And I'm guessing we start in VoiceOver settings?
Yep, you got it. On the VoiceOver settings page, look for the speech button to open the page for the speech and language settings. You'll see options to adjust. Voice, choose from dozens. Speaking rate, pitch, and intonation. And you can even turn on pronunciation to fix words that VoiceOver says weirdly.
So, I could make my phone call me Jury instead of Jerry?
Sure. And if you want it to call you Captain Jazzy Hands, I won't judge.
Unless it slows you down, then your own inefficiency will certainly judge you.
All right, let's rapid fire a few last customizations to round this all out, because VoiceOver doesn't just talk, it can whisper, gently nudge you, and keep its mouth shut when needed.
Unlike Deiter.
Hey now, I am the perfect level of informative.
All right, let's talk verbosity. That's the fancy word for how much VoiceOver yaps at you. Sometimes you want all the details, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, I don't need a running commentary every time I unlock my phone.
Exactly. So, in verbosity settings, you can fine-tune what gets spoken and what doesn't. Hearing the word button 100 times a day, you can turn that off. Want VoiceOver to skip extra descriptions or be more concise with controls? Totally doable.
Okay, but what about punctuation? Some of those dramatic readings make my text sound like angry telegrams.
Totally in your control. You can set punctuation to none, some, or all. So if you're feeling poetic, let it read every exclamation point. But if you just want the vibe, not the grammar lesson, dial it down. Typing feedback is another one. You can have it echo every key you press, letters, words, both, or nothing at all. So if you're still getting used to the keyboard, hearing each character can help. But if you're a fast texter, you might only want confirmation at the end of a word, or turn it all off and fly free.
I like mine set to echo words. Lets me know if autocorrect went rogue without nagging me about every key.
Smart. That's the beauty of these settings. You're not stuck with one VoiceOver personality. You tune it to match your rhythm, your mood, your workflow.
And don't forget haptics. That gentle vibration or tap can give you a ton of info without saying a word. You can fine-tune that on the audio page from VoiceOver settings.
Finally, if you ever want a fast way to toggle VoiceOver or switch to another accessibility tool, set up the accessibility shortcut. That's a triple click of your home or side button.
Look for this option at the bottom of the main accessibility settings page.
Once you set this up, you can toggle accessibility features on or off by just triple clicking the home button on older iPhones or the right side button on newer models.
It is a fast and consistent way to turn on or off VoiceOver, along with a variety of other features.
I've got mine set to VoiceOver, but you can pick Zoom, magnifier, guided access, whatever works for you. And that, my friends, is how you tap, talk, and tweak your way to a device that works your way. Mr. Fingers will be along in a mo to show you how to change your finger gestures and demonstrate a great way to learn the different VoiceOver sounds. So, in closing, whether you're tailoring your voices or streamlining your settings, the power to customize is in your hands and your ears. Now, go forth, tap away, and make it sing.
Hello, everybody. Mr. Fingers reporting for duty. And so today we're going to take a look at customizing VoiceOver a little bit, tailor it to fit your needs. I'm going to do 3 demonstrations as this part of this lesson. I'm going to cover how we can change some finger gestures to be a little bit more suitable to our needs. I'll show you guys how we can look at the different sounds that VoiceOver makes. Learning those sounds can make it really easy to navigate on the phone because we don't have to wait for the phone to say words to us. We can just listen for those sounds. Finally, we're going to look at the accessibility shortcut as a quick way to toggle on different accessibility settings. All of these things we'll be doing in the Settings app, so hop on into the Settings app.
Settings. Settings.
And then we want to go down to Accessibility.
Accessibility button. Accessibility heading.
And to customize the VoiceOver gestures, we'll go into the VoiceOver section.
Personalize iPhone in ways that vision heading. VoiceOver on button. VoiceOver switch button on.
And then we're going to look for commands.
Audio button. Commands button. All commands button.
And I don't want to necessarily look at all commands right now. I'd like to look at the finger gestures.
Touch gestures button. Tap one finger heading.
And here we can find a list of what all the different gestures do. And what I'd like to do today is I'm going to reprogram the 2-finger swipe to the right so that it jumps to the next heading on the page. Right now, by default, 2-finger swipe to the right does something called move in, which, to be honest, on the iPhone really doesn't have much of an effect in most situations. So we're just going to take over that gesture and change it to next heading on the page. I've already got my phone set up so that a 2-finger swipe to the left will go to the prior heading on the page. So just with 2-finger swipes to the right and left, I can navigate through the headings really quick. So the first step was going to be to find the 2-finger swipe to the right. And I'm just going to navigate down this page by headings.
Tap 2 fingers, tap 3 fingers, swipe 1 finger heading. Swipe 4 fingers heading. Swipe 3 fingers, swipe 2 fingers heading.
And then I'm looking for 2-finger swipe to the right.
2-finger swipe left, move to previous heading button. 2-finger swipe right, move in button.
And so I want to change that, so I'm going to activate that.
Cancel button.
And then let's go down through this page.
Commands heading. Search field. Dictate button. Interaction heading.
And again, there's quite a few commands here. So I'm just going to go down to the appropriate heading.
Advanced navigation heading.
So once we're in advanced navigation, I'll start flicking to the right.
Item text search. Move to next column. Move to next control. Move to next different item. Move to next frame. Move to next heading.
And that's the one we want. Move to next heading.
Move to alert. Gesture and use.
This gives us an alert that we'll have to flick through.
Gesture is assigned to another command. Move in. Cancel button. Assign button.
And assign.
Selected. 2-finger swipe right. Move to next heading button.
And that's it. And so then if I do that on the screen.
Swipe 3 fingers heading. Swipe 4 fingers heading. Rotate heading.
Every time I flick 2 fingers to the right, I jump to the next heading. And if I do 2-finger swipe to the left.
Swipe 4 fingers heading. Swipe 3 fingers heading.
That moved to the previous headings on the page. That right there can be a great time saver. For those of you who struggle with the rotor gesture, this would be a chance to reprogram that to something that's maybe a little easier. Maybe you could use the 2-finger swipes for that, or maybe even 4-finger swipes, because 4-finger swipes is not something that we typically use on a very regular basis. I encourage you to look through the different gestures, see what they're assigned, see what some of the different possibilities are. You might find some things that you can find pretty useful in there. So the next section we need to look for is the audio page. So again, from the VoiceOver main page, I'm looking for audio.
Audio button. Verb audio button. VoiceOver sounds and haptics button.
And the focus lands on the button that we're looking for next, which is the sounds and haptics button. So I'm going to open that up.
Sounds heading.
And now we're going to get a list of a lot of the different sounds and what they mean on VoiceOver.
Sounds switch button on. Match speech volume switch button off. Sound volume 80%. Adjust the volume rotor will change only the volume of haptics heading. Haptics switch haptic intensity 1 interaction heading. Item focused button. Screen recognition item focused button. Item activated button.
There's item activated. That's something that we hear a lot. I'm going to double tap and open that.
Sound switch button on.
Tells us the sound is on. And if we go down through this page,
Haptic switch preview button.
We get to a preview button. If I activate that, it's going to actually preview the sound for us so that we can hear it.
Item activated button.
Let's try another one.
Navigation wrap backwards. Navigation wrap forward. Scrolled page button.
Scrolling a page, that's something that we also do quite a bit. So I'm going to open that up.
Sound switch button on. Haptic switch button on. Preview button.
And let's do a preview. And there you go. There you can preview all the different sounds and get a sense of what the different sounds are that VoiceOver makes. It's a great way to speed up how you can navigate through the phone. And then finally, we're going to take a look at the accessibility shortcuts. This is a way that you can turn on some of the different accessibility features on the phone very quickly without having to go into settings or without having to activate Siri to do so. On older phones that have a home button, you can trigger the accessibility shortcut by triple clicking the home button. If your phone does not have a home button, you can trigger the accessibility shortcut by triple clicking the button on the right side of the phone. Now, depending on how you set your phone up, you can have different accessibility options come on or off. For myself, I just need VoiceOver. So it's a very quick toggle. I can turn VoiceOver on or off very quickly and hand my phone to a sighted helper. They can use my phone. If they're nice, they will triple click the button for me as they hand the phone back, which turns VoiceOver back on. It's a great way to toggle that on or off. If you want to program the accessibility shortcut, you need to do it from the main accessibility page. So I've gone back up one level from VoiceOver settings. Now I'm on the main accessibility page, and we got to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page.
Rows 7 to 19 of 30, rows 16 to 27 of 32, rows 22 to 32 of 32.
And down here at the bottom,
Siri button. Accessibility shortcut, VoiceOver button.
Is the accessibility shortcut. You can tell mine is set to VoiceOver. If we open this page,
Configure and then triple click the side button to toggle accessibility features on or off.
we're presented with a list on this page of the different accessibility features that you can turn on or off by triple clicking the button. I've got VoiceOver, but you can tell that there's some other things in here.
Flashing lights. Live recognition. Full keyboard access. Background sounds.
There's quite a few different options in there, whether it's turning on zoom or inverting the color scheme. Lots of things that can make it easier for you to get to accessibility features, toggle them on or off. And that's all for this particular lesson. I hope everybody learned a lot. We'll see you next time.